Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We run not because we run fast, not because we run far. We run because we can run. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sidra Ibrahim. I'm a last year student of Bachelor in Computer Science.
And I am Mahavinte Wafar, and I am also last year student of Bachelor's in Computer Science.
So, today we will talk about the testing, which we can say a type, to verify if an application works across different browsers, and that is we can say the cross-browser testing. So first we will understand that what is cross-browser. So, cross-browser means the ability of a website or application or client-side script in which working in different environments which provides its required characteristics. Or we can say that cross-browser websites can run in several browsers as well. If we create a cross-browser website, so that is simple for the basic sites. If there will be lot of HTML formatting as well as JavaScript in which there is extra coding, so that will be well suited. There are different ways of web browsers which explains the HTML and JavaScript in different methods. There are many problems which we face by the development of browsers. For example, privacy problem like browser stores the user history, which may be gender, behavior as well as location. So by these history, attackers can attack on their history. So objectives, the goal is for web developer is to make a website which offers the same event or adventures for the users, even there is no matter that what type of operating system is or device which are being used. Elements, that is three elements: scriptlets, automated cross-browser testing, reusable step groups, and dynamic and scalable test environments. So first we will understand that what is scriptless automated cross-browser testing. A scripted approach will be perfect for the cross-browser testing as writing test for the same structure on the multiple browser is comprehensive. Reusable step groups. We can easily use again the test cases on the other steps which will also be called repeated cases. It will save our time by reusing them. Dynamic and scalable test environments. Test environments is important to execute the test continuously. If there is a large number of end user devices, so there will be need to have large number of test environments for the testing. It will help us to run the test faster in a small time. Features. It supports the testing under various environments. It integrates with famous browse platforms. It supports internal as well as external record and playback features. It is automates UI testing. It offers reusable test methods. Benefits of testing. What are the benefits? It makes the website management easier. It provides the functionality of all the web pages. Customers get good accessibility with viewing easily. It improves the ratio of customer conversation. Roles of cross-browser in project management. So, there are three major technologies which are used for the front end of the website, and those are HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. But for the back end of the website, there can be 100 technologies which are used, like Python, Ruby. The same website will be rendered differently by the different browsers because Chrome uses Blink, Firefox, Firefox uses Chesco, and IE uses Edge's HTML and Chakra. It means that the website should work perfect with the different browsers as well as different operating systems. Cross-browser testing tools. Cross-browser testing is the evaluative part of the project which is based on the web. It is important to examine some factors which will affect the process of testing. There are some tools which will help us to test, and that are crossbrowsertesting.com, Browser Shorts, Ctest, Ntest, Selenium, Browsemall, multi-browsers. Total quality management. We have the browser which we use on the daily basis, so it can be possible that we forget that other people are also using the website. We have to evaluate the methods which the users start to interact with our website. Either we are the designer or developers. We always preferred the Google Chrome to develop the ideas that how this looks. When all the browsers are reviewed, so we cover our testing with the mobile devices. If the site is not responsive, so we limit our testing to the iPad to just make sure that there is no any issue of blocking. But if the site is responsive, so we test the browsers with the mobile devices. We test the front end as well as styles as well as the functionality which is based on the backend and JavaScript. We also test the banner, drop down menus as well as hovers, forms and image scaling. Why is quality important? Because all browsers are different, it's impossible to expect your application looks the same on all of them. The objective of the cross-browser testing is to ensure that the testing will meet the quality of the number of browsers which are acceptable. It will require the good majority of the users. It means that we want to look for bugs which affect the functionality or design. We shouldn't try to test every browser. Economics of defect and its impact. There are some issues which are faced with the cross-browser, that are lack of testing on real devices. There is the best way to make the website bug-free. There should be tested to browser as well as devices on real browsers. There will be no virtual machine to match the effectiveness of device features. The user don't worry about updating or maintaining anything. They will choose what they want to test on what. HTML CSS validation. During cross-browser testing, there may be many problems of validation of HTML and CSS code for developers. There may be the error of not closing the tag. If we consider the solution of this, we have the code validation tool for HTML and CSS, which names are W3C HTML Validator and Jigsaw CSS Validator. Missing CSS resets. Sometimes the browser have the design layout which will be applied to the website, but if we have to use our own layout, so it have to override the default. Quality at what cost? The interface is clear as well as simple but wants some features. For example, there is no simple method to think about catch the result, but we can do is them individually or download them to our PC. We don't need to enter URLs and change program setting each time. We need to take a screen capture, which is everything. Concepts of cost of cross browsers. Cross-browser testing needs to run the same test suite in various browsers. There may be error if there is done by manually, but it will be very costly as well as time consuming if this is done manually. If we start the testing when the development of the complete app is done, so this will save our effort of testing of web pages. This will be less cost effective. It will ensure to detect the detection as well as resolve the defects before releasing the code. Total cost of quality. If we want to run a test in 100 different machines, so we have to maintain those 100 different machines also. Because of this, we will have the resources as well as bandwidth consumption. So if we use 100 different machines, so it need to use different tools to support the test environment. We will have to make the template for all the machines which we are using. We will have to maintain the templates. We will have the machines which will have around 8 to 16 GB RAM with an SSD hard drive. The cost of this will be $0.752 per hour. Now, if we want to run 100 tests using this machine, and I want to run these tests for around 12 hours every day, so the costing of 101 machine with 12 hours per day uptime. Where to invest the most? The teams set up labs as well as update it as per market environment. This option will be expensive for the small organization because it has investment. The best way is for cloud-based platforms like BrowserStack. BrowserStack has 2000 plus real devices and browsers to test on. Testing on pre-release browsers. It is a good idea to test on the pre-release versions of browsers. For example, Firefox Developer Edition, Edge Insider Previewer, Safari Technology Preview, Chrome Canary, Opera Developer. Evaluation of process. The process to evaluate the design and functionality of a web application persists compatible from different web browsers, and that is called cross-browser testing. It is used to validate browser compatibility for both desktop and mobile web application. Examples of industry implementation. Customers are the topmost priority for the business to expand the revenue. It is necessary that they provide the best user experience because it is important to maintain a compatible behavior in a wide range of browser devices combination. This is the important step to choose the browser for the testing. In the browsers, Chrome is the most popular browser with a 70% of the total global market. Understanding how to incorporate quality. Every developer has their own ID as well as other tools which are used for the development and testing. The code alignment as well as design on one IDE which will be different from the other's IDE. We need to first understand doc type in HTML because it plays an important role for ensuring that the browser keeps the content correctly. There are many code validators that can help us to find the issues in our code. An HTML code validator validates that the tags are closed or not, and CSS code validators validates the CSS property names and values that they have been used correctly or not. The first is W3C validation markup services that is used to validate HTML code. Second is JS formatter that helps us to test our HTML code in the real time by the copying as well as pasting into the online editor. The third is free formatter that is used to validate our HTML code for acceptance with the W3C standard as well as fixing the issues to increase the quality of code. Establish methodology. When we talk about the cross-browser testing, so it will be great that we have the approaches by which we don't need to bear much during the testing our side. There are the best practices which are recommended by the experts that are select your element wisely. The second is choose your libraries and frameworks carefully. Use vendor prefix, use proper JavaScript library, verify the media content on your site, find browser's OS configuration. Cross-browser testing in the staging environments. We can perform the cross-browser testing on locally hosted web pages to make sure that our application is free from UI bugs in the time of production environment. If we do the testing in the staging environments, so it will help us to shift-left testing methodology that is used for catching the bugs which will affect on the cost reduction. The companies which will go to the staging environments are opposed and they will face the failures at the end. Types. There are two types, manual method and automated method. In the manual method, a business recognizes the browsers that the application must support. Tester then rerun the same test cases by using the different browsers, as well as observe the behavior of application and report bugs if there is. In this type of testing, it is not possible to cover many browsers. In the automated method, cross-browser testing is basically running the same test cases multiple times on the different browsers. This type of repeated task is best suited for automation, so it is more cost and time effective to perform this testing by using tools. What to review? We can review our website design not just in all the browsers, but we can change the appearance of the site as well. We can find the bugs which we detected. There is a button for us to do that directly. Cross-browser testing is not actually just to make sure that the website are responsive or not. There will be the guesswork out of our web design. Who will review? Cloud testing. The first is cloud testing that provide the functional cross-browser testing. We see the journey of users with our cross-browser and then upload it, and then cloud testing will run the script in multiple operating systems as well as browsers. Then it will provide screenshots and HTML.
Now, then comes cross-browser testing. For this, you have to follow following steps. First step is select your elements well, making sure they are compatible throughout the process. Second step, choose libraries and frameworks carefully. Third step, use vendor requests to get the features update timely. Fourth step, optimize the Internet Explorer browser. Step number 5, use proper JavaScript library and task running. Step number 6, verify the media content on your site. Step number 7, find browser OS configuration. And step number 8, this is the last step, move to the testing. It can be automated or manual. Then comes the cycle of progress. Testing. First, set the foundation for the test. In this, first you have to choose any browser and perform a basic test to understand how your website has performed in the best case scenario. It can be the browser that you use while writing or testing your code. Keeping this as a foundation, you may move on to the next step. Next is planning. Next, you have to create a plan for how you will perform your test. Planning will be covered all aspects of browser testing. You have to follow key steps that should be considered while planning. First is functionality. Functionality. In this, you have to test on main functionality. Functionality testing requires to make sure that all features like menu, checkbox, links, forms are validated, cookies are being handled, and the database is saving the information correctly. Second is responsiveness. In this step, you will test that the website will be fit to the speed of all sites and perform efficiently. You have to make sure that responsiveness for devices like smartphones, tablets, and laptops. Third is design. In this step, you have to check that all fonts, text, paragraphs are be done manually or automatically. In manual testing, testers create test cases, and in automatic testing, tester not create test cases, but it is efficient because we can run multiple test cases at a time. So we perform mainly automatic testing. Another step is of cycle identifying testing tools and infrastructure. In this step, an instructor is set. There are some rules. First, you can use simulator for testing. Simulators are an cheap and easy option, but not reliable. The other option is that you can set up your own devices for testing, but to get accurate results, you have to maintain them. Another thing comes performing the test. This is the last step. It is the final step. Then you have to do in this that then perform all the testing steps that are being executed earlier. Typically, the most popular browser Chrome and Firefox tested first. Then they move on to other browsers. After that, take these records under observations and do the changes to the code if needed. And this should be repeated until you are satisfied with the results. Then comes testing method using cross-browser. We will be using some testing methods like black box testing. Because in cross-browser testing, we consider the functionality of the website. So that is some under functional testing too. So these are the methods used in testing. So that's all about our presentation. Thank you so much.